So like, comment, share. Y'all already see, like, I'm leaning back because I'm like, come on, guys. Damian Lillard on why he thinks someone could score 100 points in the NBA game. Let's get the rolling. Let's see what Lillard talking about. But Lillard's definitely a bucket.
In the Houston game, at what point were you like, this is going to be a special night?
I knew I was gonna have a big game on my 8th point. I didn't know it was gonna be. I didn't know it was gonna be 70. I didn't know it was gonna
You're
be
sick
70.
for that. You're sick. For
But
that.
I knew it was because I got a layup, and then I came off a screen. They switched it with Jabari Smith. I hit a step back three right, and then my third 3-pointer, I was gonna come off a 77, but they switched it, and he jumped into the screen. Like he just backed into the screener, and it was just like a big space. And I kind of like did like this, like I was gonna come off, and I just rose up, and it was all net. Like as soon as I let it go, I was like, "That's a swish." Like as soon as I let it go, and after that, I was like, "I'm probably gonna score 50 points tonight."
77 is your double drag, I assume.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
99, 77.
Yeah.
77.
Difference between scoring 40 in a game. I only had 140 point game in my career. It was very hard for me to do. I didn't have your volume or touches, man. The difference between scoring 40 in a game versus scoring 50 versus scoring 60 versus scoring 70, the incremental difficulty. Like, where does it sort of reach a tipping point?
It gets, I would say, like, it's levels. So, like, when you're killing a team and it's a game, it gets harder when they just sell out. You know, when they like, all right, we'll give up wide open shots before we let this keep going. Like, that's when it gets hard because if you have, like, I've had games where I'm at like 38 and they'll be like, we coming to get them. Like, I'll get across half court, they'll run a guy at me and just make me pass the ball. Then they'll deny me and they'll live with what happens after that. And then when it works, like when we're not scoring and then they start scoring, that's when it starts to get hard because it's like, I got to keep trusting it, but I'm not about to keep letting y'all off the hook. So I would say that's where it like starts to get a little harder. And then where it gets harder than that is when it's still a game, but it's like the pride kicked in where they like, just go. Like, he just can't score. He's not going to break a record on us. Like, when it gets to that point, that's when it's like, all right, now it's like, this one is getting hard.
Do you ever turn yourself off?
Like,
what you were talking about earlier, the pulling back, even on bigger nights. Because I know you said you'll go into a game intentionally. I know I'm on a run. I know I'm a hot streak. I got to get my other guys going.
yeah,
This year, sometimes it's been out of necessity. You've had to be uber aggressive
Right.
at all times. But within a game where you've got 38 or you've got 44, do you ever turn yourself off, or you say, no, I got to get to the next 10-point increment?
no, I definitely turn myself off in spots. And I think that's, in a weird way, why I've been able to stay on the run. Because even though I've been super aggressive, like, I show so many times that I'll get rid of it. Like the game where I had 70 against Houston, I think I had 40 at halftime. And I didn't shoot the ball until it was like 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Like, the first possession of the third quarter, I dribbled the ball up. And when I saw the guy guarding one of our wings, he was running to run the first play, and he stopped at the top of the key. And he was like timing it. He was like trying to let me get over half court, like, and then run over there. And I was just looking at him like, if this dude run at me right now to start the quarter like this, like they not gonna let nothing else happen. And he took off and ran over there. And I just kept dribbling. He came over and I just skipped it.
Part of the online discourse in the following days after you had 71, of course, Donovan had 71 in a overtime game earlier in the season. Part of the discourse was around, will we ever see a 100-point game again in the NBA? Do you think it's possible?
I'm not sure we actually will, but it's definitely possible. Like, I was on the fence about it until that game because I had 71 in regulation. If that would have been a double overtime game, or like I was 13 for 24 from three, and I had like 6 like rattle in and out.
You missed some ones I thought you should have made.
I did, like, really though. Like I could have made 6 more threes. That's 18 points. That's 18 points. I had 3 layups that got blocked at the rim. Like, and they got blocked just because of like my timing. Like, I didn't think he was going to actually try to block it, and he went up there and got it. So like, that's 3 layups. I had like a couple shots at the end of the game where like I was just tired, and I was just like, I kind of shot them lazy. I didn't shoot a full shot. Where I'm like, after the game, everybody was like, "Oh my God, you had 71 points," and I was like, I really should have had like 90 tonight, and I really meant it, because when I started thinking about some of the plays, I'm like, I should have had 90. And
right, everybody's congratulating you for essentially pitching a perfect game, and you're like, "Nah, I didn't pitch a perfect game."
I mean, I ain't gonna say that, but I was just thinking like, I don't know if I'm gonna ever score 70 again. So like, when you really think about it, it's like, I really could have had 90. When the time came, I could have had 90 if these shots went in. So it was like, that's what I was thinking about. And then when I really thought about it, I was like, Steph Curry could definitely score 100 points.
Yeah.
I could score 100.
Who else do you think could get 100
At this point right now?
Yeah.
I think there's 3 guys. So again, assuming no blitzes.
Who y'all think can score 100 points out of all the people? We're going to do it with us too, because I don't know what they talking about. But nobody, he's dead. Kobe, nobody else is going to even touch 80 points, bro. Like, I don't even know why this is even a conversation. But besides Will Chamberlain and a dude that played, like, basically, you got to be Will Chamberlain back in the fucking 1950s, bro. Like, is Will Chamberlain, the list is short, bro. The list is short.
Yeah.
And the same, essentially like the same look, right? The same look every time.
Which is not going to happen.
Which drop coverage or after a switch, ISO, no double.
Right.
I think it's Dame. I think it's Steph, and I think it's Luka. I think it has to be a guard.
Yeah.
I think it has to be a guard. We hope you had fun with us today. We hope you laughed.
He said he felt like it got to be a guard. Well, please subscribe, like my nigga JJ Redick said. He letting y'all to know to subscribe to my stuff. I appreciate everybody, and I'm about to drop way more today. You feel me? That's how we coming. Get it.